Shalom once again. This is Apostle Ricard back once again with another impromptu video. All right, we're going to start this off again. Okay, saying all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. All praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. All praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, man. Bahashem, Rakah, Kodash. Okay. This video right here, there was another title I wanted to put up for this one, but guess what? They straight up wasn't going to let me put it up there. Okay, these devils, man, like I told you, man, we're censored on all kind of levels. But the topic I'm going to go into, who knows, they might cut this video after this. Okay, because like I said, going back to all this crap about with this Kanye West stuff, what he's doing, and they're calling him anti-Semitic and all that type of crap, right? Which is ridiculous. Because he is Shemitic. Kanye West is Shemitic. How can you be anti-Semitic when you are? How can you be anti-Shemitic when we are, as a so-called black man, he said he was a real Jew, which he ain't lying, he's telling the truth. We've been teaching y'all that for years, that you so-called Negroes, because the word Jew comes from the word Yahweh or Judah. The word Jew was really an abbreviation for the word Judah. The only way you could be a Jew is to be from the tribe of Judah. The other tribes, right, the ones of us which were really, when the separation, when the split took place between the northern and the southern kingdom, what had happened was they started calling all the southern kingdom tribes Jews. They all became known as Jews because Judah was the leader. So they all, the nations lumped our people together. So, well, you know what, those are the Jews, those Jews. So even at one point, Benjamin and Levi were being called as Jews, meaning they were under Judah, right? But the whole thing was this: if you're a Benjamite, you can't really be a Jew because you're not from the tribe of Judah. You're Benjamin, okay? But they were all lumped in as being Jews. The northern kingdom at that point, we had already split. We went into the Syrian captivity. Then from there, we ended up making our way over to this side of the world. But we're all Hebrews. We're Hebrew Israelites. Esau, he's a Hebrew. He's Shemitic. He's a Hebrew, but he's a Hebrew Edomite. Moab. Right? Now, I got some stuff here that I went into. I was looking up etymology of words, and I'm just going to kind of read maybe 2 or 3 scriptures just to hit some quick points, right? First of all, the real Hebrews were people of color. Right? And I'm going to read a scripture on that. Matter of fact, okay, we're going to start here. Now, I had some definitions written down, right? I Googled up, etymology of the word Adam, right? Because, right, it says we all came out of Adam, right? All the nations on earth came out of Adam, or the Adamites, right? So that started out here. I'm going to read, I'm going to get back to this, but I'm going to go into Shem, right? I'm going to go into where, the people that came out of Shem. But I'm going to start, I'm going to read first Genesis 2 and 7. And the Lord Yahweh, why Yahweh Shai, because Yahweh Shai was a part of that, okay, formed man of the dust of the ground, right? Of the dust, because man was already there, okay? The Lord already created Adam. Adam was really already there. The people were already there. The dust represents confusion, meaning we were without the law. The laws go back to the Garden of Eden, man. And the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai formed the man from the dust of the ground, took us out of the confusion. It really represents confusion, right? And breathed into his nostrils the breath of life, okay? And man became a living soul, meaning that the Most High gave us the laws, right? He gave Adam the law. He gave us laws and statutes and commandments to live by. That was the whole thing about the garden, the trees. The trees were people in the garden, right? So, like, in other words, he said, you may eat of that tree, don't eat of that tree, man. Meaning you're not supposed to do the things that those other trees, don't eat of that tree. Don't partake in their knowledge and their wisdom. So the Lord brought us out of the state of confusion and gave us laws. So Adam had the law, but it just wasn't committed to writing yet, right? Okay. And man became a living soul, right? And man became a living soul. That's right, because when you have the laws, you're alive. Okay, because the Lord represents life, right? And breathed into his nostrils the breath of, and breathed into his nostrils the breath of life, and man became a living soul. And the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai planted a garden eastward in Eden, and there he put the man whom he had formed. Okay, and out of the ground, okay, and out of the ground made the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai to grow every tree that is pleasant. See, out of the ground, right? Because what was the name that was given to that man, right? What was the name? Adam, right? Which Adam, when you look up the word Adam, right? Adama in the Hebrew, right? I looked up out of the ground. Let's go to show you the trees were the people. Out of the ground made the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai to grow every tree that is pleasant to the sight and good for food. The tree of life also is in the midst of the garden. Okay? And the tree of knowledge of good and evil. Right? You see what I'm saying? And the river went out of Eden and to water the garden. And from thence it was parted and became into four heads. Okay? You see what I'm saying? It's going into it. It's going into the creation. Right? It said the trees came from the ground. Now we know the tree of good and evil. So good and evil meaning the knowledge that you wasn't supposed to partake of, meaning the other trees, the Most High told Adam not to partake of certain trees, right? The tree of the knowledge of good and evil, meaning the ways of the other nations, which they were there at that time, from the ground. But where did Adam come from? The man, Adam was given the laws. That was the man that the Lord was separated onto himself. Okay? That was the man that the Lord separated onto himself. You see what I'm saying? Right? Now we're going to jump over real quick. I'm going to get back. All right, I'm going to bear with me 1 second. Bear with me 1 second because I'm going to head. Okay. Okay, bear with me 1 second because I want to hit a point. I'm just trying to jump right to the point. Okay, and the Lord Yahweh commanded the man, and the Lord Yahweh commanded the man, saying, of every tree of the garden thou mayest eat. Okay, thou mayest eat, right? Freely eat. But of the tree of knowledge of good and evil thou shalt not eat it. For in the day that thou eatest thereof, thou shalt surely die. Okay, and the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai said, it is not good that man should be alone. I will make to him a meat for him, right? And out of the ground, the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai formed every beast of the field and every fowl of the air, brought them unto Adam to see what he would call them. And whatsoever Adam called every living creature, okay, that was the name thereof. You see what I'm saying? And Adam knew his wife Eve, right? But it keeps going, referring back to the ground, the trees, the beasts. So everybody was already there. The Most High, when he created the earth, he placed Adam, which Adam, right? The word Adam, when we go into the etymology of the word, it means in the Hebrew, Adama, meaning from which Adam is said to be formed, right? I looked up the etymology of the word. Adama, right? From the earth. You see what I'm saying? Now, I looked this up. It gives you different links. You got to be careful when you're going into the etymology sometime because what it is, man, they go off. So that's why you got to have the knowledge to know. But it's talking about every creature, right? Of course, yeah, the animals, right? Even the other name, Adam was set, Adam, right? He was set up as the ruler over the earth, right? In Arabic, right? In Arabic, Adama is in the Hebrew, Adam, and that was the definition they gave from the earth, which Adam is said to be formed. So that means Adam, right? The Adamites, right? They came from the earth, right? In Arabic, right? Which that Arabic, all those languages derived from the Hebrew, the ancient tongue, the Lashon Kodash. In Arabic, Adam means made from the earth, mud. Also, someone dark colored, like earth, soil. Now, that's in Arabic. That's what Adam. That's the definition of the Adam in the Arabic. Okay, which that really comes from the Hebrew anyway. The Arabic comes out of the Hebrew. Okay, all languages come out of the Hebrew, right? Then when you read, there's another portion they gave, right? Comes from the word in Arabic. I didn't write down the Arabic word exactly, but it comes from. But it was saying that the Arabic word comes from Hebrew word Adama. Okay, means origin of it means earth or soil. You see what I'm saying? Dark colored like the earth. So Adam, the people of Adam were dark-skinned people. And I went into the etymology of the word Adama from the earth. And as I was reading, it's telling you everything came from the ground, right? The trees of the earth came from the ground. The beasts of the earth, as I read, it said it came from the ground. You see what I'm saying? It came from the ground, from the earth. So it said dark-colored people. So the original people on earth I just proved it. And in the scriptures I read where it said everything, it came from the ground, it came from the earth, right? So that means the people of Adam were already dark-skinned people anyway. So that means all their descendants would have been dark-skinned people. Now Shem hadn't come along yet till later on, right? Noah, when you go into the story of Noah, right? The Lord had a righteous man, Noah, that he preserved, and Noah's family were preserved from the flood that was on the earth, right? The Most High saved them because they were righteous and destroyed everybody on the earth. You see what I'm saying? Let's read Genesis 9:1, right? And the Most High blessed Noah and his sons and said unto them, be fruitful and multiply and replenish the earth, right? Noah and his sons, which we know his sons were Shem, Ham, and Japheth, right? Now let's go to, that's 10, I'm going to read 21, right? So what color, now that's panning the camera back, so to speak. I just went into the etymology of the word Adam, Adama. I just read in the scriptures where it just backs up the etymology that they gave me when I looked it up from the earth, Adama, right? And even in Arabic, it said dark-colored people, like soil. What color is the soil of the earth? Dark. Different shades of brown. You got areas where the soil might be a little lighter brown. You see sand. When you go to the beach, sand, that's nothing but dirt, earth. But it's still brown. It has pigmentation to it. You go to certain other parts, the dark clay is like a dark color. Sometimes it might be a lighter brown, but the people of Adam were already people of color. So by the time Noah, what color would they have made Noah if Noah and his sons and their wives were descendants of Adam? People from the earth, dark-colored people, like the soil. Okay, they wouldn't have looked like Esau. You see what I'm saying? Esau ass didn't come. He came out of the dark people. But now when you go here, this is Genesis 10:21, right? No, 10:22. Now we jump into the after the flood, Noah. So these people were already dark-skinned people, which of course we're going to get to Jeremiah 14:2, right? The children of Shem, Elam, and Ashur, and a Faxad, and Lud, and a Ram. You see that? You see that? Now right there, it's telling you, Elam, right? Shem, Shem had different sons. And Esau wasn't even around yet. Elam, who's Elam? Elam are the so-called East Indians. Now, I went into it too, when you read on, right? When you go, here we go. I'm going to read this. We're going to jump. This is Genesis 11, right? This is Genesis, and okay. Genesis 11:11. I'm going to read this real quick. And Shem lived after he begot Arphaxad and 500 years and begot sons and daughters. So Shem was having a lot of different children. He had sons and he had daughters. So what happened to all these sons of Shem? Now let's jump down to 11, right? Genesis 11, and 26. And Terah lived, right? And Terah lived 70 years and begot Abram, Nahor, and Haran. Now these are the generations of Terah. Terah begot Abram, Nahor, and Haran. And Haran begot Lot. You see what I'm saying? That whole line of Shem. And then we know for a fact when you read on, right, when you keep going in the scriptures, so that's Abraham came out of the line of Aphaxad, which came out of the line of Shem. Right? Abraham was a descendant of Aphaxad, right? But he also had brothers of that line. So right there through Shem, the Most High started that chosen line, which started with Abraham. Okay? Abraham, the chosen line came out of Abraham through the way of who? Isaac. And of course, when you go to Genesis 25 and 21, who was Isaac? Isaac was Abraham's own son. And then out of the line of Isaac, and when you read Genesis 25, 21, it goes into Esau, the birth of Esau. So, first of all, I already proved that what color would going back to Adam, that was the purpose of me going into this whole thing with Adam, and this reading that they did come from the earth, and I got the etymology of the word, right? And I even read it in Arabic what Adam means, which it says origin of it. The Arabic word comes from the Hebrew word Adama. So first of all, Adam, it said they would have been, I read it right there. Even the Arabs will tell you that they knew Adam were dark-skinned people. Dark-colored like earth soil, like dark brown soil. So Adam and all these people would have been dark-skinned people, all right? The children of Adam and their descendants going up into the time of Noah. Noah and them would have been dark-skinned people, like soil-colored people, going up into Abram. Now, then what color would Abraham have been? If Abraham was a descendant of Aphaxad, and they all came out of Adam, we all came out of Adam, right? Which the Adam were dark-skinned people. You see what I'm saying? So what color? And then we know Abraham begot Isaac, Isaac begot Jacob and Esau. And it gives you a distinction on Esau. Okay? It goes in Genesis 25, it goes in distinction of Esau. Then when you jump into, of course, we can go Jeremiah 14 and 2. When you go into that in the Hebrew, I looked that up too. The word there is the dark skin. I looked up the etymology of that, but they'll go off on it. They'll go off kadar, dark or black, dark skin. But the word there really in the Hebrew, which we broke it down for many years, kadarwar, people of dark skin, right? So the point is the Shemitic people are people of color. That's why I read this right here, Shem. Shem produced Aphaxad, and I skipped through a lot of it because it'll take a lot of time to read all of it, but you can read it on your own. We have read it before. It breaks down his son, and how up until the time of Abram, which Abram name was changed to Abraham. So Shem was one of the sons of Noah. Noah and his sons, they came out of Adam. They came out of the people of Adam, which it's proven, right? If you look up the etymology, it goes into it, that the people of Adam were people of color. And then I read in Genesis, the second chapter, how the people came from the earth, like soil. That's what prompted me to go into this with the etymologies and the meanings. You see what I'm saying? The scriptures, it backs up the scriptures. It said every tree, and the trees were really representative of people. We know that. The trees were really representative of, it was a symbolic. The beasts and the trees. Okay, we know it wasn't an actual piece of fruit that they ate and they went up to Eve and Adam. Adam and Eve went and partook of the fruit of the trees in the garden of good and evil, meaning they mingled themselves with the other nations and started partaking in their works, which the Most High Yahweh told them not to do, which is why Adam and Eve lost favor. But they were people of color. The Adamites were people of color. So all their descendants up into Noah, up into Aphaxad, up into Abraham, but that's when the Most High started separate. Aphaxad, Abram came out of Aphaxad, but he had other sons, but the Lord was dealing with that line of Aphaxad going to Abram. And then through the line of Abram, we know Abram had, who was Abraham's firstborn son? Ishmael. And then when you go, when you look it up, and look up the when you look it up and Google it, it refers back to the scriptures and straight up tells you that the so-called Arabs are Shemites. You know, Saddam Hussein and what was his name? Osama bin Laden. Them guys, all them Arabs over there in the Middle East, they're Shemites. Them East Indian people, the people from Hindu and Pakistan and the people in Iran, the so-called Oriental, because hey, Lot was of the line of Adam, and Lot, by way of his daughters, had what? Moab and Ammon. So Moab and Ammon and Lot's daughters would have been what? Of the descendancy of Shem. Because hold on, let's hold on, wait a minute, man. Let me okay. Okay. 27. This is Genesis 11 and 27. Now therefore, the generation of Terah, and Terah begot Abram, Nahor, and Haran, and Haran begot Lot. You see that? Lot. And Lot was Abraham's who? His nephew. Now we read the story of the cities of Sodom and Gomorrah when they were destroyed. So Lot was of that chosen line too of Abraham. He was of Abraham's own flesh. That was Abraham's nephew, man. So we know out of Lot came Moab and Ammon, which today are known as the so-called Orientals, the Moab and Ammon, which are the Japanese and the Chinese, man. You see? So all those nations, the Arabs, the East Indians, okay, the Chinese, the Japanese, they're all Shemites, man. So these Edomites, them Amalekites, are anti-Semitic. Like because they have to keep that lie going that they're the real people. They're the real chosen line of Jacob. You say something, how can somebody a Chinaman, you can't call a Chinaman anti-Shemitic because he's Shemitic. You can't call an Arab anti-Shemitic. And you damn sure can't call us, the real people, the Israelites, okay, anti-Shemitic. I already proved that means if Adam were people of black people, that means Noah would have been a black person. That means Lot and Abraham would have been black people. And all their descendants would have been people of color. And we know in Genesis 25:21 where Esau came to be. Okay, when Esau came on the earth, that's not till many years later that you Edomites were born. And Amalek was one of the sons of Esau, but we know the history on where Amalek got to be the chosen people, man. That's why they want to keep that lie going. You see what I'm saying? But we proved color. And then furthermore, so Kanye West is a descendant of Abram, Isaac, and Jacob. The real Israelites, the real people of color. So Kanye West, he's right. He's a Jew. He's an Israelite. So he can't be anti-Shemitic because he is Shemitic. So it just shows you the hypocrisy of these damn devils. But they got to keep that lie going, man. That's what the scripture said. Yahweh said in John, when he speak of a lie, he speak of his own. Because he is a liar and the father of it. You see what I'm saying? So we're the real chosen people. I just wanted to go into that, try to make a quick point. I hope that the video was edifying, man. I hope you brothers, got edification out of that. And, just remember that. So all this madness about what they're going anti-Semitic, it's nothing but lies and hypocrisy. That's the devil trying to keep the lie going, man. But the truth is coming out, man. Like the scripture says, in the end, the truth shall speak and lie not. Okay? And now it's coming out, man. It's been coming out, but now it's out there. The cat's out the bag, man. Esau is through, man. He's been exposed by way of us, the Lord using us to bring this truth out, man. All right? But with that, I'm going to say shalom. I pray the video was edifying. Shalom.